She was not happy. When my husband slammed the door shut, she jumped around the cage looking for any escape. He immediately threw a blanket over the cage to try and calm her down. He then went and got the kitten from the nest, and when he opened the cage to put the kitten inside, she squashed herself right at the back of the carrier. She was so scared. She wouldn't even come out of the carrier to get her kitten. We thought she'd calm down as soon as she saw that her baby was okay, but she didn't. In the end, my husband had to put the kitten at the entrance of the carrier to try and coax her out. And she did eventually come out, but only to grab the kitten and put him in the carrier with her. It was only when the kitten started suckling that she seemed to calm down and relax. We did feel bad for trapping her, but it needed to be done, for her sake as well as the kitten's survival. It was just a shame that we'd have to start from scratch again and build up the trust that we had lost with her. Once again, we got into the routine of saying hello to both cats each morning and feeding them during the day, but this time we were also cleaning and restocking cat litter too. As the days passed, the cat got a little braver with us. I think she realized that we were looking after her, since we kept taking her poop away and bringing back a clean litter tray. She must have thought that we were some strange-looking big cats that decided to make her part of our gang. But we were still keeping her locked up, so she didn't quite trust us yet. It was about a week after trapping her when I tried to pat her on the head, and she actually let me do it. I don't think she's ever been patted before, so when she realized how good it felt, she accepted it. It was really nice to see. She especially liked to be pat behind her left ear, as that's the side she can't reach due to a missing foot on that leg. Now that she was in the cage, we could take a closer look at it. We couldn't tell what happened to her. Was she born this way? Did she get into a fight with a dog, or did she lose it in a cat trap? I don't think we'll ever know. We could see, however, that it was an old injury, as the wound was completely healed over with fur all around it. We made a mental note to discuss her leg with the vet at another time. For now, we just had to keep building our trust back up with her. The next step was to try and pick her up. We added a lot of patting to our routine, and I began lifting her front paws off the ground for a few seconds, then putting them back down. She seemed fine with this, so I started doing the same thing with her whole body. I continued to do this for the next few days, and once she got used to it, I decided to try her on my lap. It worked! I made sure to keep patting her the whole time. Eventually, she was comfortable enough that she started rolling around on my lap. She even exposed her belly to me. As soon as I saw this, I knew she had forgiven me and she was starting to trust me again. This made me feel really good. The kitten was a different story. For the first week, he was just a black blob that just ate and slept. He hadn't even opened his eyes yet, but once he did, they were the most beautiful shade of blue. He was a very cute kitty cat. As he was so young, he would visibly shake every time I went near him or picked him up, so I never held him for very long. He loved my husband though. He would happily lie in his arms as he walked around our yard and watched the scenery around him. My husband was very happy about this since the cat was still quite wary of him. She hadn't completely forgiven him yet for trapping her, but she was slowly warming up to him day by day. The kitten started playing. What a joy it was to see. We turned into crazy cat parents and started buying all these toys for them to play with. They were both going to be locked in the cage for quite a few more weeks, so we wanted to keep them entertained. It was funny watching the cats. The kitten didn't have any siblings to play with, so he tried playing with his mum. They wrestled with each other, and he started constantly biting her legs. She let him know who was boss though. On extremely hot days, we would bring the cats inside so that they could enjoy their aircon too. This actually helped them to acclimatise to the indoor environment and see how us strange-looking big cats lived. It also got them used to how noisy our girls were, which was a big bonus. The cat was getting used to us, but at the same time, we could see that she was getting sick of being stuck in the cage. Being a stray, she was used to her freedom outdoors. The poor thing must have thought that we were going to keep her locked up forever. She started yowling at night, probably calling for her boyfriend to come and save her. We did feel sorry for her, but we couldn't let her go until she was desexed, and we couldn't get it desexed until the kitten was weaned off her milk. It was a waiting game that we just had to play. It was about the 3rd week when the kitten finally started showing an interest in solid food. We were relieved. We were told that cats love roast chicken, so we kept putting a bit of it in front of his face so he could sniff it. And by the 3rd day, the kitten decided to take a bite. Look at him go, he sure does love his chicken. When the kitten was eating regular solid meals, we decided it was time for the cat to visit the vet.